Hello and welcome back. My name is Josh, and today I want to discuss something called Reg A plus. Not Reg A like the music. This is actually a way for companies to raise additional capital. So this is all based on my video around Miso Robotics, which if you're interested, you can watch that here. Basically, Miso Robotics is a company that created a robotic arm to try to automate some of the things that happen in a kitchen. And they were, instead of going raising money from venture capitalists or going public or debt financing or any of that, they were crowdsourcing basically. So they were, let's see if I can actually find it. Invest Miso Robotics. It said, hey, you can. They've raised 27 million out of their 35 million, and they've gotten it from 11,000 different shareholders. So people are basically, if you want to, there's 15 hours left. If you wanted to, this video will probably be up after this is done, but you are able to invest in this company. And I said, oh, this is interesting. How does this work? And I basically did some research, and it says here, um, it basically says it's with a company called Dealmaker. So I did some research into that company, and it turns out they're a company that basically just focuses on this thing called Reg A, which, as you can see here, is basically a mini IPO. So it is a carve out and raise up to $75 million from retail investors. So that's you and I. I think this is really interesting. Again, I'm not talking about the specific deals, but there are a number. There's ones in cannabis here, I found. There's ones in AI companies, healthcare companies. There's a lot of these. But I think this is a really interesting way because, and actually could be mirror the SPAC boom we saw last year. If you remember SPAC, Special Purpose Acquisition Corps, they're basically blank check companies. They could attach to any company and help them go public. And there's a huge boom in SPACs because of it. Because they were a little bit smaller companies, a little bit higher risk, but also higher reward. And I think that this Reg A plus could be even that on a smaller scale, though. Again, these are companies raising even smaller amounts, but to me, this is angel investing for the people. So currently, if you wanted to be an angel investor, for those who don't know, that means writing small checks, $5,000, $10,000, into a private company that's very early still. And if you pick the right companies, if you did that for Uber or something like that, you would do very well. But most companies fail, so it's very high risk. But right now you have to meet with a lot of founders. You have to know the right people. So how do you do that? This Reg A seems like a way to make it more available to the everyman to enter into an angel investing style contract with companies. And again, I want to caution, I'm not saying that these individual companies are going to be good. Some are going to be good, some are going to be terrible. I haven't looked at all of them yet, but I will start looking into this more because I think this is a really interesting part of the market that's not really looked at. Again, just like how SPACs were a thing for 10 years and no one really ever used it, I think Reg A Plus could be something that gets a lot more hype in the next year or two, um, especially if one of these companies hits it big for investors. So I'm going to start looking into this a lot more, but wanted to make a short video just saying what it is. So again, it's a carve out that allows companies to raise 50 to $75 million from investors like yourself. You can go through and just like with Miso, you basically sign up. They send you a thing, ask you a bunch of questions. Hey, make sure you're aware of the risks. And again, it's with this company, Dealmaker. There's another one, investing in EI Ventures. So again, it says, are you an individual? You answer all these questions, and then you can make a payment. You sign some documents, make a payment, you do it all online, and then you're invested. And if the company raises a future round, my only problem, and I have some questions, how do you cash out? If the company goes public, obviously then you can cash out, but what if the company stays private? How would you sell your shares if you wanted to get some liquidity? So there's still some question marks here, but I do think there's a really interesting opportunity that almost no one is talking about. So I want to make a video about that, but want to also let you know that I'm going to make more videos on these smaller companies that are going through Reg A Plus to try to raise money, and I'll look at them and let you know if I think they're good or bad investments. So thanks so much for watching, and talk to you next time. Cheers.